Okay, I got them set all over there, and I wasn't going to show you this part, but hey, whatever. Okay, I just peeled the back of this off, and I don't care. I don't care if some of this is overhanging or not, obviously, because it's going to be back behind there. So I can just eyeball that right there. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect. You know, just get it up there the best you can, centered the best you can. If it's off a 1/16 and 1/8 of an inch one way or another, it doesn't really matter. What I'll end up doing is when I get this piece cut out, I may measure over, like I say, and then make the little slit, and then I can just measure off of these. So if these are off a little bit, I can measure from the top down, add the little bit, you know, from here down, and figure out where that mark's going to be. The mark, when I cut it, on the back side, on the face of that vinyl, can you see, even if I cut the vinyl off a little bit, even if it's slightly off one way or another, when I put the next piece on, let's get a piece here without the sticky. Okay, when I put this finished piece on, I've got this much room for air. This is going to cover up. If it's slightly off one way or another, this should still fit over just fine. Okay, I'm just going to show you a few more here. You know, I want you to see what I'm doing so that you can see that, hey, if I can do it, you can do it. All right? If I can do it, you can do it. Right there. There. Okay? And just kind of push it on there nice. And now granted, I don't know how long these have been in the box. Hopefully these don't ever get loose. Worst case scenario, if it ever got loose, you'd have to peel that off and put another double-sided tape on there or something like that. But I think these will hold just fine. And this is on this is a insulated garage door. So this is the back of the insulation that they have on here now. It's got kind of a vinyl face, and on lots of garage doors they don't have this. It's just the metal door. So then you would just tape this onto the metal door. Okay. All right. I've got 4 more panels to go, and I think you know how I'm going to put those on. Now it's important. Say that 5 times fast. It's important. It's important that you push this around all the way. You don't want to get any air bubbles in there. Just push it once and not all the way, because you don't want these things to come off. Okay? So I've already done that. I kind of went like that on my first go. Straight up like that, and then over like that. But I just want to give it a once over. Make sure those are all nice and tight. Okay, that's your next step. Okay, now, hey Joe, what are you going to do now? How are you going to cut these nice and straight? Well, look at what I've got. I just happen to have this. This is a piece of track, I call it. This is 3 5/8, 22 gauge track. This is how you build walls, metal stud walls. You use the track on the bottom and the top when you screw it up to your sheetrock or you screw it up to your T-bar ceiling. It's basically designed for commercial stud walls. You would make all with the metal, but I've seen some people have furred out sheetrock walls using track, and they've got track that's studs that are 1.25 inches. So you can get 1.25 inch track. You can get a little bit wider track, and but the standard's 3 5/8. So I got a piece of that at the store. I actually got that at the Home Depot, and they come 10-foot lengths, and I did that, and I cut it in half to fit it in the car. I brought my 10 snips with me, and so I know that one's 5 feet long, so I'm going to use that for my straight edge. Okay, I use this stuff for all kinds of stuff. If I need a little piece of flashing, a little piece of L flashing, anything like that, I can cut it, and I can use track. Okay, easy to store, and all that kind of good stuff. If you don't have a piece of track, you know, this is kind of too long for like a 2.5 foot level that you could use as a straight edge. If you had a 6 foot long level, you could do that. When I used to build interior metal stud walls in commercial, I had a 6 foot tall magnetic level, and it's just a strip on the side of it that's magnetic, and you put it on the side, and then you can plumb your walls up and all that kind of stuff. I could use that if I had one. If you got a long 2x4, you can use that for your straight edge. If you don't have that, if you got a long shelf, let's say you've got a long shelf. Now these, I cut these, and this is just plywood, and if I found one with a nice straight edge where I didn't cut it, you know, you don't want to use one where you cut it with your skill saw, because it's not going to give you a nice straight line. You know, depending on how straight you could cut it. If you find where your edge was that you haven't cut, you could use that as your straight edge. Lay that down on the ground. If you don't have that, if you got a long shelf, let's say MDF shelf, closet shelf, and you got an extra one, you got it up in the attic, pull that down, use that for your straight edge. Anything like that will work. Okay, so before I cut this, I've got to do a little thought process. I'm going to read the directions a little bit more, okay, before I cut anything, and then I'll get ready to cut that.